Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's video. I have for you guys today a eyeshadow tutorial. I figured that since recently BHcosmetics held a huge 40% off sale on their website, it might be going on still, so if you haven't checked it out, you should, of course, after you watch this video. But I'm sure a lot of you picked up the Nouveau Neutrals palette. I did a video on this when this palette launched a few months ago or so, and a lot of you commented on it that you were getting it at such a great price. So I thought that maybe we would revisit this palette and do a tutorial. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys my favorite neutral look with this palette. It involves about 6 of the shades, and yeah, it's just a really simple, easy, neutral look. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in. We will get started. Follow along with me if you'd like. So let's just go ahead and get started. So we're gonna start off with laying down, obviously, a base shade. There are no shade names in this palette, so we're gonna start off by using this kind of light neutral pinky shade here. I'm gonna take my fluffy Delium Tools brush. This is the 785 tapered blending brush. These shadows are amazing. Let me just tell you that. They blend so effortlessly, and for the price, it's just unbeatable. So now that we have our base shade down, I'm gonna use the same exact brush and I'm gonna dip into this kind of neutral brown shade here. I'm gonna start by pointing my brush directly into my crease with a light hand and in window washer motions, just getting that product all fluffed into the crease. This is one of my all-time favorite crease shades, almost out of every palette I own, I would say. Now that our base, or I should say our transition shade, is laid down, I'm gonna take a little bit more of a tapered crease brush. I'm gonna dip into this deeper shade up here. Very gently, I don't wanna pick up too much of this because we can get very smoky pretty quickly. I'm gonna point that brush directly into the crease, kind of focusing on the outer V of the eye, and rolling as I get to the outer part of the eye. But I keep the brush pretty tight into the crease. I don't want this shade spreading out over the transition shade that I just laid down. Do you guys ever have an eye that you feel that blends better than the other one? That is this eye for me. I don't know what it is, but my right eye blends so much easier. It's kind of strange. It's like I struggle with blending my left eye. I don't know why that is. If you have hooded eyes like me, keeping your brush pointed this way, like literally straight out, and making sure that it's focused into the crease is super important. That way you don't shut off your eyes even more. I feel like hooded eyes, like I have very hooded eyes. The second I open my eyes, you cannot see much at all. So I want to make sure that everything is blended out. I'm going to go back in with that original blending brush that I used to put my transition shade in. And I'm just going to go ahead and just lightly fluff just to make sure I don't have any harsh lines and everything is blended out beautifully. These shadows blend so easily. Now, if you wanted to, you could really just stop right here, pop on some liner or mascara and be good to go. But I want to obviously kick it up a notch. So I'm going to take my Lamora blending brush. This is my favorite brush for deepening the outer V. I'm going to dip back into this darker shade right here. Keep the brush flat and almost use a stippling motion just on the outer V on the actual lid. So now we're gonna go ahead and get the metallics on the lid. I'm gonna dip into this shade here. Sorry, I had to look for a second. This metallic shade here, and I'm actually just gonna use my finger. Look at how stunning that shade is. Focus, camera. I'm just gonna start in the inner corner of the eye and just brush that on with my finger. You can bring it up a bit into the crease. It almost kind of mimics like a half cut crease. I'm gonna bring it right to where that darker shade starts and just let it ombre itself out. If you find that you brought the metallic shade too far over, you can always just go back in with your brush, dip back into the darker shade and just layer on top of it. So now we're gonna go ahead and work on the inner corner of the eye. I'm gonna take this Sigma brush. This is a crease shading brush, but as you can see, it's very small and detailed. I'm gonna dip into this brighter shade right here. This is like a satin shade, this one right here. I'm gonna focus that on the inner corners. That shade is so beautiful. It is the perfect inner corner highlight. It is so bright without being overly metallic. It just adds like the perfect brightness in the inner corner. And just look how these shadows just blend into each other. So I'm taking the brush and I'm almost like rolling it up to the beginning part of where my shadow is on the lid. We're also gonna take that shade, same brush, right here, and run it along the brow bone. Now I wanna make sure that outer V stays deepened, so I'm just gonna dip one more time back into this deeper shade, give it a few more taps. And then if you want, you can take a clean, flat shadow brush and just brush the metallic shade into that deeper shade just so everything meshes well. Now let's go ahead and work on the lower lash line. I'm going to take this brush here. This is an SL Miss Glam brush. I actually got this in my BoxyCharm and I love it for putting shadow on the lower lash line. It is amazing. So for the lower lash line, we're gonna start off with a deeper shade. We're gonna actually take this shade here, again, dipping into that darker shade, keeping it on the outer part of the lower lash line and gently just running that shadow. I wanna go about midway on the eye, about halfway. And then I'm gonna dip into this lighter shade here again, the one that we blended into the crease in the beginning as our transition shade. I'm gonna go right over top that and actually get that all over the lower lash line. You can smoke it out as much as you would like. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some liner. I'm gonna put on some mascara and I will be right back. All right, so there you have it, you guys. A simple, smoky, but natural neutral eye look using the BHcosmetics Nouveau Neutrals palette. If you have not picked up this palette yet, you need to do it. If that 40% off sale is still going on, I'm pretty sure you can get this palette for like $6.60. It is a total steal. These shadows perform better than some high-end palettes that I have actually used recently. I'm not going to name any names, but I think you might be knowing what I'm referring to. But this palette is incredible. All the shades blend like a dream. On my lids, I actually just used, to finish off the look, this Charlotte Tilbury Amber Moon Kohl pencil liner. I put that just very tight along the lash line and then put a little bit into the waterline. And then for mascara, I used my Benefit Roller Lash. This is one of my all-time favorite looks of all time, really. I just love these shades. I love how neutral they look, but kind of how smoky. It gives you like a little bit of a, kind of like a smoky, sexy eyeshadow look. So absolutely fantastic. Again, this is available on the BHcosmetics website right now, on sale for $6.60. I really hope it's still on sale when I post this video, but either way, I think full price, it's like $12 or $13. So even if you buy it full price, it's a must-have in your collection if you're looking for something that you can travel with, that offers these blushes, you know, all these different types of shades in here. You can create so many different looks, super versatile, totally worth the money. Let me know in the comment section down below if you picked up this palette during the sale or if you already had it. If you haven't yet, check out my original view of this palette because I create a gorgeous, stunning, very smoky eye with this palette. So check it out if you haven't already. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel before you go. Hit that bell button so you get notifications when I upload awesome videos just like this one that you saw today. And give this video a huge thumbs up if you like it. Share it. You guys know the drill. I love you so much and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye!